afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gospel Central, your 4-time Stellar Award nominated internet radio station. We are excited to have with us Mr. Brian Courtney Wilson on Talks with Toya, where we're talking about your new album, Still.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, listen, COVID got us all like this. We can't really show love, so we'll do our little patty cake through the
I've been doing a lot of these.
Right. So still, listen, I got a chance to listen, and I told Michael, I said, man, like, you could just play this album all the way through. Like, I could see me on the road. I could see, Saturday morning, how you used to get that Saturday morning clean your house. Like, it's that kind of feel good music. And when I was reading about the record, how it talks about the spaces between fact and faith, what gave you the title Still? Where did that come from?
A couple of things. One is I wanted to be real about the anxiety I've had to face down myself, in terms of tamping that down so you can stay focused on your assignment, stay focused on what God has called you to. And then what God, to me, has called you to is to face down things that you still may have to face down. There are mountains that are still in the path. One of the songs on the record is Inner City Blues, which is a song that was written 50 years ago. But if you listen to the lyrics and what it addresses, we're still fighting those things today. We're still contending with those mountains today, if you will. And so Still, it kind of has a dual meaning in that regard. So it speaks to, you gotta stay focused long enough to exercise your faith. But you'll come up against stuff that makes you feel like, man, it's always going to be there because it's still there. I said double, triple meaning. But God is still on the throne. God is still the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. His love is still with us. And nothing, even if we make our bed in hell, can separate us from it. And so this is our hope. This is what we hold on to. And so it doesn't just have a double meaning. I guess it's a triple meaning. I probably could keep going and come up with another one.
All right. I love the title. I think it's befitting also with what I guess the world is faced with COVID. So I also thought maybe it had a correlation with COVID-19 and how literally the whole world had to just stop and be still. And
I knew that I wanted to go there. I wanted to go there with that topic. And then when COVID hit, I just saw it as this irony, like, man, we need to say this, And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to share the music now. I've been wanting to share it for a while, and I'm glad we're getting a chance to put it out now.
So were you working on finishing it up during COVID, like you had already started and you were okay?
In that regard, it's one of my hardest records to do because of the confines and how it changed our dynamic in terms of the way we recorded. I'll give you an example. So we put a cover of Ain't No Need to Worry on the record, and Miranda couldn't get here. I couldn't get to her. Our producer was in Dallas doing what he had to do. Drove down one of the sessions, but many times we were simulcasting from different cities to record the record. But it also was the most gratifying because it stretched us in ways that made us stronger. So I think that's what happens when you decide, regardless of circumstance, to stay focused on your assignment, still keep going, get some strength from it.
Yeah, your record definitely, with like you said, the one option that you have with recording, and you have 8 songs. It comes out October 16th.
Yes,
do you have a favorite song?
Not a favorite. There's some that I'm looking forward to you hearing. Of course, Still was one. There's a song we worked on with Eric Roberson called Waiting.
That's my favorite.
Every time my wife hears it, she cries. I'm looking forward to hearing what our community thinks of that song, because I think there's a challenge in it. There's a confession and a challenge in it. Challenge is to really take a look around while you're being still and see how God has already answered your prayer. And see what you already have in your hand to the next place you want to go to.
Yes, sir. Yep. That's my favorite song. that you brought it up.
I'm glad you said so. Thank you.
I was like, and I felt like it's funny when I read reading the information that came over from your team, and I saw Eric Roberson came. I was like, oh, because I was going to ask you, like, the background was even different until the modulation or the vamp part where the female voices came in. So I was going to ask, like, was it an all male back? Like, I listen to, so I sing, and I hear everything. So I was noticing, I was like, on this one, it had, it seemed like it had all male vocals at first, at the background, and then the female vocals came on, and I was just like, man, his background is always dope.
Yeah, in fact, I'm glad you said that, because my son actually was singing on it.
I was going to ask you, was it you?
Well, I sang some, my son sang some, and Eric Roberson sang some, beginning of the song. But yes, he's studying popular music at USC right now. Awesome. So now he has credit to add, to his resume.
That's good. And hopefully he got some maybe elective credit from school. Maybe they
I didn't think about that, but maybe he could get some credit for that.
It would, especially during COVID, so it could be a work study thing,
I didn't know. You know what? I'm gonna mention that to him. Thank you for saying so.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's dope. I was wondering who did the background, so you answered my other question without me going any further. Working with Miranda, you kind of mentioned the simultaneous part. Even though it was kind of hard, did it still feel? I know it felt a little different, but overall, was the feeling still there? Like, just because
we talked last night about it, and we both were very pleased with the outcome. And it really was a faith journey for me, period. Miranda and I regarded each other and would see each other out. But I didn't know what she would say when I issued the request to her. I just knew when it was suggested, and Donald Lawrence is the one that suggested it on Instagram. He didn't know what I was working on or what I was trying to say, but when he said it, it just sparked something in me, and I reached out to her people. And I just remembered one of the last times I saw her perform, the conviction and the passion that she has, and it's evident in her voice, And so I feel like if you're going to tell people there ain't no need to worry, you got to have some conviction, passion behind that for them to believe you. Similar to what the Winans and Anita Baker brought to us when they did it. So I'm glad she agreed. We both are very pleased with it. And I'm glad, I just wanted, while we're talking about her, just speak blessings and favor to her and her ministry. She continues to grow and grow. I believe in the power of speaking life into situations. And that's an easy one speaking to. She already doing her thing and really letting them have it, but I want to speak more. Blessings and favor.
Amen. That's awesome. I think that's great. That I love when I get to interview you guys. You guys are always very supportive of each other in the industry, just how we should be in the body, which I think people don't get to see. They hear the music, but then they don't get to see this side of the artist or the minister for that regard. So I think that's amazing when you guys do that. This is your 5th studio album. What are you anticipating? What are you thinking? Stellar, Grammy? I'm thinking all the above for you, but what do you feel?
I appreciate you saying that. I've learned not to set those types of expectations per se. I just try to do my very best, and I want to live with my result, and then I want it to be helpful. So I want people like you to hear it and say, man, that was worth it, or whatever you spent to get that done. So that's where I'm at. And even, I still remember when I did my first song, much less my 5th album. You know what I mean? So more than anything, I'm just grateful that the Lord has kept us long enough to have the resources to keep going, and make more music.
Yeah, so when I saw you the one time I got to interview, I think it's the Lord. I can't remember the song. It's with the church that you sang with. It's an old song.
Awesome God.
Yes, that is. I think that was the song that was like, okay, I'm a Brian Courtney Wilson fan, and I still play that song. I make my husband sing it at church.
You make him?
He was trying to be behind the scenes and do recording, but he can sing. I'm like, no, you gonna sing this. And I'm like that, especially your one note. So yeah, I love I think all of your albums have been timeless and befitting at each season in life. So I'm like really looking forward to the world or, you know, the industry to really get this record. Cause I was like, man, I want it now. Can I have it today? Because it was just good, like good work music. You know, I'm self-employed, so working, it was just good. I was like, man, this is a really, really good record. I think the last thing I wanted to ask, just how are you and the family doing with COVID? I meant to ask that in the beginning, and just how you guys are weathering. I know you just mentioned something about anxiety, but just how are you guys getting through it? Because I know it's different for everybody.
Yeah, thank you for asking. We've been good. You know, we've been blessed and thankful, all things considered. And that's something we practiced being even before this quarantine. You know what I mean? Because life is filled with swift transition. So I just, we're good, and we're anticipating a brighter future, better days. We're not taking any one of these breaths we've been given as a gift for granted.
Right, and I know that we're close to election season, and I think also with this record having that faith and factors as mentioned in your communication that came over, hopefully people are empowered to wake up, you know, get involved. I don't know how you are. I know you're probably telling your son to vote. If you know, with making sure everyone.
Wait to vote.
Huh?
And wait to vote.
Oh yeah, we're voting early. There's lines. I don't know where you are.
You can't make a change until you vote. And if you know something needs to be changed, it starts at least with the vote. You know, you got to get out and vote. I've been doing work with the Black Church PAC, which is founded by Pastor Michael McBride out of Oakland. And his goal is to galvanize the Black church around organizing and voting, and being clear about, okay, well, what do we want to see happen? You know, and so I'm all for anything that empowers people to make a choice, to make a decision, and confound our enemy when I believe they want us to believe we don't have a choice, that we're stuck. That there is no level up, that you are condemned to just wait until we tell you what it should be. I think that's a lie from the pit of hell.
I know that, right?
I can't wait to vote and say something about it.
That's awesome. And then is there anything you want to leave us with to encourage the people in this time? Maybe sing a little something if you feel like it. But just wanted to see if you wanted to just share something with the people, leave them a little something before we go.
Let's see. I'll say this, and I touched on it earlier. If you're listening to me right now, you've been given a great gift just with the breath you've been given. God is deciding to vote on you. Don't discount it, and just pray as fervently as you can to get instruction from the Lord, so you can stay focused and move forward. Because I think we all are part of this work that needs to get done, but it requires us being focused and still long enough to do it. God is doing a great work. He's doing a great work. He's doing a great work in me. God is doing a great work. He's doing a great work. He's doing a great work in me. So this time I will be still, and the mountain has to move. I think that's it. I think I'll leave it there.
All right, well, you guys heard it first here at Gospel Central Talks with Toya, where we're always working and always serving. You guys be blessed.
Thanks for watching Talks with Toya, powered by Gospel Central. Follow Talks with Toya at Talks with Toya 1 on Facebook and Instagram. For more information or for general inquiries, email us at gospelindycentral@gmail.com.